Grossman's political resume is second to none. He ran the Massachusetts Democratic Party, chaired the Democratic National Committee in the Clinton years, and used to head the Israel-advocacy group AIPAC. Grossman now holds statewide office as Massachusetts treasurer, and he got his party's nod at the Democratic State Convention last month. And Stephen Grossman is here. Welcome.
Thanks for having me back.
My goodness.
Love your new set, by the way.
Oh, no, thank you. Yeah, you look great here. With all those bona fides, how come you're not soaring ahead of all your contenders here?
Well, you know, I'm known by a fraction of the people of the state. And
Why?
The goal of a campaign is to become known by everybody. The good news is we've cut Martha Coakley's lead in half over the past few months. And the goal is obviously to win the primary on September 9th. So I think you're going to hear a lot over the next 8 weeks about me and my plans as a progressive job creator. And I'm going to draw a sharp contrast between myself and the Attorney General.
But do you feel a little personal frustration about it? Because when people listen to you on the radio, they hear you on TV, they see all those credentials. Is there something that you wish you had or wish you could do that would make the difference? Just kind of like transform your candidacy.
I think the last 8 weeks is when people are going to start to pay attention. And when people say to me, what's the difference between you and the Attorney General? I say it's pretty simple. I'm a progressive job creator. I spent my life running a business, spent my 4 years as treasurer creating jobs. That's what I want to do as governor. The most important thing a governor has to do is jobs and economic security. Martha Coakley is a prosecutor, a career prosecutor. So you make the comparison to the voters. You want a progressive job creator, you want a career prosecutor. To me, it's that simple, and that's the argument I'll make over the next 8 weeks to the voters of the state.
Yeah, that's a term I've heard you use a lot, and I don't understand what that means, progressive job creator, as opposed to a non-progressive. I mean, is there a liberal connotation to that? I don't understand that.
Well, creating jobs in a way that has been supportive of workers. For example, you know that earned sick time is on the ballot this fall. We've had earned sick time in our family business for more than 25 years. We've always treated our workers with respect and dignity. I think you can grow a business, create jobs, create economic opportunity, and do it in a way that supports workers and empowers workers. The empowerment of workers, to me, is one of the most important jobs of any person in business, in politics, and as governor.
So today you were on Boston Public Radio with Jim and Marjorie, and you said that Martha Coakley, I think you said, blows in the wind or something. How so? What do you mean by that?
Well, she has changed her position on a whole variety of issues. Secure communities, she was hugely supportive of it. Now she's not sure. She used to oppose in-state tuition for immigrants. Now she supports it. She's not sure where she stands on driver's licenses. Fact of the matter is, driver's licenses for immigrants, it's a public safety issue. Everybody should support that. Why should anybody be driving a car without a driver's license? And on guns, look, I stand with the governor. We want to limit guns. Martha Coakley supports the unlimited sale of guns. That's the NRA position. So her positions have been all over the place. She's taken one set of positions as Attorney General, a different set of positions running for governor. And I think the people have a right to compare and contrast and say, what do you believe? Who are you? What do you stand for? What's the kind of leadership you want to provide?
This is something that politicians level at each other. Every campaign I've ever listened to or been a part of, they level that accusation at each other. And I've always thought, you know, we grow and we morph and we make changes. We drift to different positions as we get older, and or whatever. You change your mind. Is there something wrong with that?
No, change your mind is fine. When Martha Coakley used to be opposed, we used to be for the death penalty, and now she's opposed to the death penalty. I consider that a legitimate change in policy. She realized that it was the wrong position. But some of the positions that she's taken, she's been on both sides of the issue, and issues related to immigrant rights, issues related to 3 strikes and you're out, issues related to mandatory minimums. I mean, these are strong positions that she took as a law enforcement official that turn out not to be good positions to take in a primary in the Democratic Party and progressive primary. You can't have it both ways. My father used to say, beware the broker who tries to be all things to all people. It can't be done.
Well, when you're a prosecutor, as you know, I'm sure you read about Hillary today when she was defending a rapist. You do the job that you're hired to do for that particular time, and then you move on.
I agree, but my career is basically about jobs. It's about building a family business and doing it successfully. It's about coming into office as treasurer and said, what can I do to bring money home from foreign banks, to put into local banks, to help provide small business loans to businesses owned by women, people of color, immigrants, veterans. I mean, we have created an awful lot of economic opportunity as state treasurer. That's not a job that most people think treasurers do. That's the foundation on which I want to build. And over the next 8 weeks, I think you're going to see me make the case to the people of Massachusetts that I can be a steward of this economy, grow this economy by 75 to 100,000 jobs a year, rebuild advanced and precision manufacturing, and give people in the older industrial cities who have been left out and left behind the kind of economic lifeline that they so desperately need.
All right. Do you really want to do it on the backs of casinos today? You know, Steve, I went back and I read some of the you got into an exchange with someone who took issue with you for promoting the lottery over Christmas, buy a lottery ticket for everybody in the family. You know, and her position was that you shouldn't be in the business of advertising or advocating. I had somebody stop me in the hallway the other day and say the same thing. Why is the lottery advertising gambling or pushing bad habits? And the same thing with the casinos. Is that really the way we want to build that? Are those progressive jobs, casinos?
Well, two things. First, Massachusetts State Lottery spends less money advertising as a percentage of its sales than any other state lottery in the United States. We spend only $5 million for a $5 billion business. So we don't promote actively lottery products. It's the lottery agents who do that. Look, casinos create some jobs, 15,000 jobs at a time when construction workers were running 40 to 50% unemployment. I've looked into the eyes of construction workers who hadn't worked for 3 winters. I mean, talk about the devastation of a family, losing homes, domestic violence, substance abuse that goes on when you don't have the money to put the groceries on the table. So putting 15,000 people to work, half in the construction trades, half in the service sector of the economy, that's a plus. And so that's the reason I supported them. Do I suggest that that's the future of the state? We are an innovation economy. That's where we're going to grow. But I have supported them, and I continue to support them. We'll see where it goes on November 4th, and we'll be guided regardless of what happens.
That's whether they're going to repeal the casino law. All right, Steve Grossman, always a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Emily.